So currently in the graphics window, we have a gearbox assembly. And we're going to use this to illustrate some of the enhancements to patterning. So the first thing we're going to do is to make one half of the gearbox casing the work part, and then use pattern feature to pattern one of the fixing holes around the flange area. So we select the command, select the fixing hole, and then we specify a pattern definition, a vector, a rotation point, and then the number of instances and the pitch angle that we require. What you'll notice in the pattern method is that the default now is set to simple, which means there's little check-in of each of the instances created. It also means that the instances are created extremely quickly. On completing the command, the instances appear immediately. So that's pattern feature covered. Now we're going to make the other half of the gearbox casing our work part and see what's changed in pattern face. So we're going to create another cylindrical pattern using pattern face because this half of the gearbox doesn't have any features. So we select the hole geometry, we select the pattern definition again, but this time you notice that we can take any associated threads with that hole, something that's new in this latest release. We select similar reference points and rotation axis, and then we modify the count and pitch angle, and this time on completing the command, the instances are created together with their corresponding thread definition. So finally on to the enhancement to pattern geometry. If you remember from the presentation, it's to do with the addition of body faces as a selection type. So we select the body faces, we're going to create a linear pattern, going to specify the vector for one direction, and then also the count and the pitch distance, and then we're going to select the criteria for the second distance and the second direction. Make some modifications, update the pattern count, pitch distance again, and once we're happy with what we've got, we can complete the command and there's our pattern. Finally, all we need to do is to unite these bodies into our gearbox casing. So those are the enhancements to patterning. You've seen that with the default set to simple, how quickly the instances can be created. You've seen that we can include threaded features when using pattern face. And then finally you saw with pattern geometry a new selection criteria, body faces. This investment in patterning has resulted in a far more streamlined and productive way of generating multiple copies of geometry within the same part.